Good morning everyone. My name is Rupa Rani and today we will discuss about the third component of yarn, Hadoop, that is yarn. In the previous video, we have discussed the first two components of Hadoop. In this video, we will see the third component of Hadoop, that is yarn. Yarn is yet another resource negotiator which is used for distributed scheduling. Basically, yarn infrastructure is responsible for providing computational resources for application executions. We will see this step by step in the architecture of yarn. First of all, we will understand about the term yarn. What is yet another resource negotiator? As you can see in the diagram, HDFS, which we use for the storage. This is the first component of Hadoop. And I have already discussed HDFS in the previous video lectures. You can see my previous video lecture to completely understand the HDFS. Basically, we are using this HDFS for the storage purpose. Now come to the yarn. When Hadoop 2.0 come into the existence, that time yarn introduced. It provides resources for running in applications. In earlier days, we were used MapReduce for the data processing along with the HDFS. In Hadoop 1.0, we are using only two components. First one is HDFS and second one is MapReduce. But after introducing yarn, we were used the other data processing tools also or components also. That was the Spark, Tej, etc. We will see all the other components in the architecture. Now, first of all, we will understand what are the limitations in Hadoop 1.0 or 1.0. As I said in the previous slide, that MapReduce and HDFS, only two components we were using in the Hadoop 1.0. So what is the limitations in Hadoop 1.0? So that yarn introduced later on. First of all, we will see, as you can see in the diagram, there are multiple jobs. Job 1, 2, 3 up to 1000. These jobs we are executing in this Hadoop cluster. Means there were a limited size to execute these particular jobs. Limited size of Hadoop cluster. In Hadoop 1.0, resource management, job execution, or you can call it data processing, job scheduling, job monitoring, all work was done by the job tracker only or with the help of MapReduce. Means there were the only one master, that is job tracker, who is handling all these tasks together with the help of this MapReduce. Means in Hadoop 1.0, all work was done in this MapReduce together. If job size increases or if size of data increases, in that case bottleneck problem will occur because the size of this cluster was limited. That was approximately 4000 data node, and scalability issue also arises. To solve these two issues, we need yarn, which was introduced in Hadoop 2.0. One more time, I am summarizing the same topic. The size of this Hadoop cluster was only 4000 data node. Means that size was limited in Hadoop 1.0. Suppose in starting we have job 1, 2, 3 up to 1000. But if size of job is increased, means there are 10,000 job, there is 1 lakh job or more than 1 lakh. In that case, this was this was not sufficient to process all these jobs together. Means there will be scalability issue. If this cluster process the job, it means jobs are more and process is very slow. So bottleneck problem will arise. Now we will see how these problems we will overcome in Hadoop 2.0 or 2.0. We can call it 2.0 also. Now you can see here job 1 up to 1000, and the work is splitted in two parts. First one, MapReduce is handling, and second, we are handling these tasks in Yarn. Means job execution or data processing was done by the MapReduce, while job scheduling, job monitoring and resource management, these work was done by the Yarn, yet another resource negotiator. And also you can see in this note 4000 nodes plus per cluster in Hadoop 1.0, while the size of node increased in Hadoop 2.0, that was 10,000 nodes per cluster in Hadoop 2.0. It means this cluster can handle more data as compared to the Hadoop 1.0. So scalability problem resolved, right? And performance will be increased after introducing the Yarn, because the same work was splitted in two parts. Now the next term, we will discuss the Yarn in detail. First, I told you about Hadoop 1.0 or 1.0 and second Hadoop 2. This is the version 1 and version 2. As I told you in the last slide, in Hadoop 1.0, we were using only the two components, MapReduce and HDFS. These are the components of Hadoop, and we were using only two components in Hadoop 1.0. This component we use for the storage purpose, and MapReduce we use for the resource management, processing, monitoring and all work. While in Hadoop 2.0, after introducing Yarn, HDFS, as same in Hadoop 1.0, we were using it for the storage purpose. But here we can see Yarn is the next component. This introduced in 2.0. This was not in this Hadoop 1.0. It means we are using three components in Hadoop 2.0. First component HDFS, second Yarn, and third is MapReduce. In earlier days or in earlier version Hadoop 1.0, we were only using the MapReduce for batch processing. Means batch processing like historical data. If we process, we can process only the historical data that comes in batch processing. But after coming this Yarn, we can do interactive processing with the help of this component page. We can do in-memory computation with the help of this component Spark, graph processing through this Giraffe component, and real-time processing, real-time data processing. We can do this Storm component, and other also exist. Means in after coming Yarn, we can process different type of data. Means we can do batch processing also, we can do real-time data processing, graph processing, in-memory computation, etc. While this was not possible in Hadoop 1.0. That's why this is much beneficial. And we have overcome the limitation of Hadoop 1.0 in Hadoop 2.0. This is all about Hadoop 1.0 and Hadoop 2.0. Now we will see the architecture of Yarn. I will describe this architecture through the diagram. Just see this. In the architecture of Yarn, first of all, client submit an application to the resource manager. Client क्या करता है? एक application submit करता है resource manager को. And there may be more than one applications. First of all, client submit an application to the resource manager. Before starting this, I want to tell you that there are basically 4 main components in Yarn. What are those? Resource manager, node manager, application master, and container. These are the 4 main components of Yarn. Now start with this. After submitting the application, what resource manager will do? Actually, this part is split into 2 parts, scheduler and application manager. Scheduler will schedule the task. Based on priority. Scheduler will schedule the task based on priority, means according to a queue, first come first serve, or on priority basis every task will be executed. Now there may be different type of scheduler, accordingly he will schedule the task. We will study the types of scheduler in the next lecture. Now application manager is responsible for assigning the task, for monitoring the task, assign the task, monitoring task, and re-execute the task if fail. Scheduler will schedule the task and application manager will assign the task and monitor the task and re-execute the task. If any task fail, in that case, he will re-execute the task. Now, this node manager is connected with this resource manager. Means this node manager is sending the signal in the form of heartbeat to the resource manager after every 3 seconds. As you have already studied in HDFS. Means this node manager send the signal to the resource manager periodically. Now, this application manager will request to the resource manager for the container. This application manager is responsible to execute only one application at a time. Means application master can execute only a single application and at a time, and he is required some memory to execute that particular task. For that memory, application master will request to the resource manager. Resource manager instructed the node manager to assign that memory. Suppose memory size is 8 GB. And this application master requires only 2 GB to execute the application 1. In that case, application master requests to the resource manager and he will instruct the node manager to assign this memory to the application master. What is container? Container is just a memory. So, there is one more term, that is container here. Right? So, in that case, he will execute, or application master will execute the particular task. After executing the task, he will respond to the node manager. Means in this, node manager will monitor all the process. What is the application master? It's a daemon, right? And this node manager will check the status of all these processes and will send the signal to the resource manager, or will send the status to the resource manager. Suppose this application master fails or this process doesn't execute. In that case, application manager will assign the another app master or another memory or another container to the node manager. In this way, an application will be processed. Just see this in another slide. First of all, client submit an application. Second, resource manager allocates a container to start the application manager. And third, application manager register itself with the resource manager. And fourth, application manager negotiate for the container from the resource manager if memory is not sufficient. Suppose if memory is not sufficient as per the requirement, in that case resource manager or app master, resource manager nahi, app master will negotiate with the resource manager. Now, fifth point, application manager notifies the node manager to launch the container if memory is sufficient, and application code is executed in that container. Finally, client contacts to the resource manager to monitor the application status. Once the processing is complete, the application manager unregister with the resource manager. This is the complete process of YARN architecture. Same I have discussed in the previous diagram. These are the steps of this diagram. Thank you.